So after you find your document or your information about a specific area, we're going to go ahead and we're going to create the layer for collector asset risk. So let's say this entire subdivision here was put in the same year. We're going to draw a polygon around the entire area because we know the water line is made of the same material, same installation year. So we can categorize the entire area. So your top left-hand corner, we're going to go up to our tools. We're going to go up to our map editing button. It's the little square with the pencil. Top left-hand corner. Then we're going to go to create new feature. So again, to the editing window, you have 4 options there. Select create new feature. Now I know that I'm creating a new feature for the layer collector asset risk. Whatever layer that I'm adding to or creating new feature, I have to make sure that it's turned on in Legend. So make sure that eyeball is open. Otherwise, you're going to get an error message when you go to create a polygon. Then under layer name, you'll select this drop down. And it's going to appear just like it does on the web map. So we're going to look for the category Asset Risk Assessment. And then click on Collector Asset Risk. Then we're going to select Draw on Map. I'm going to draw a polygon over top of this subdivision here. Double left click to complete it. I'll show that again. So create new feature, layer name drop down list. Then we're going to go to Asset Risk Assessment. Draw on map. See, our mouse is turned to a little crosshairs there. We're going to use the left button on your mouse to click. So left click, it's going to drop a dot on the map. And then as I pull, it's going to draw a line. But it won't complete that until I click again. So I'm going to click again with the left part of the left clicker of the mouse. I'm just going to continue to click and draw a perimeter around the area that I want. Left click, left click. Once I've got the entire area highlighted or encapsulated with my polygon, I'm going to double left click. It's going to ask me, are you sure you want to add this feature? Click OK. Any problems with that?
No, it's good.
Excellent. Right now your attribute editor window is open. We're going to enter some information about this area. So I'm doing water. My asset type is water. The document reference name. If you've used the document, to collect information for this area, I recommend putting in the reference name. And so what you can do is, let's say document that we used was this here. And just go and look at the name, type it in. Barrett Avenue North. That way, if somebody else is looking at this, or you want to go back and reference that document again, all you have to do is just copy this, put it in the document search, and then you can find that document again. So material of the water line, if you know it, enter that in. You have a name for the area. Installation year. Your useful life, that'll be based on the material. So PVC is about 100 years. And then you can ask your engineers about a specific project, what the life expectancy is going to be. It's not as important for the mapping here, but if you have that metric and you can put it in, it's good to enter it. Condition. So this subdivision was put in 1995. So getting towards 30 years old. I know that we've had 2 water line breaks in the last few years. And so I'm probably going to put that at moderate. You might agree with that, you might disagree. It depends what your municipality's assessment is of critical infrastructure. And then this is where we can start to track number of failures in the area. I know that in the last, since it's been built, we've had 2 line breaks in the water. Replacement value, if we have that metric, but not critical to this exercise. These are just nice to have metrics to put in there. Now, again, I mentioned that your condition and your likelihood of failure are going to be similar. So I put it as moderate. So my likelihood of failure, I'm going to put it as possible. Consequence of failure. It's a pretty large area, but it's just single family housing. I don't have any businesses or schools or hospitals, but it is quite a large area, quite a few houses. So I'm going to put the consequence of failure at moderate. Now your risk score is a calculation. It's simply your likelihood times your consequence. So your risk score is going to be 4. Any notes or added things you want to put in there about that area, and then we're going to hit submit. Now if we go to our asset risk assessment group and we turn on these different layers, we're going to show now it's going to represent. So under condition, it's showing it as moderate condition. The risk score, it's a 4 out of 16. Consequence of failure. And so all these different layers are populated based on what we've entered.